I slammed the library door behind me, rain dripping from my coat like tears I couldn't shed, my world crumbling after discovering my fiancé's betrayal with my best friend. In the quiet stacks, a voice cut through the silence. Lost something more than your way, dear? And there she was, Victoria, the 55-year-old librarian whose steady gaze pierced my soul, offering not just a towel, but the first thread of salvation. Chloe Thompson had always prided herself on having her life together. At 28, she was climbing the corporate ladder in Manhattan's cutthroat advertising world, engaged to a handsome investment banker named Alex, and living in a sleek apartment overlooking Central Park. But that rainy October afternoon in 2024 shattered everything. She'd come home early from a client meeting, only to find Alex tangled in the sheets with her childhood friend Sarah. The betrayal hit like a freight train, raw, unforgiving, and utterly humiliating. She grabbed her coat and fled, her heels clicking frantically on the sidewalk until she ducked into the New York Public Library's main branch, seeking refuge from the storm outside and within. The library was a sanctuary of polished marble and hushed whispers, its Beaux-Arts architecture a stark contrast to the chaos of her mind. Chloe wandered aimlessly through the reading rooms, her mascara-streaked face drawing subtle glances from patrons buried in their books. She collapsed into a chair near the history section, staring blankly at the ornate ceiling, wondering how her perfect life had imploded so spectacularly. That's when Victoria appeared, pushing a cart of returned volumes with the grace of someone who'd spent decades among stories. Victoria Hale was a fixture at the library, her 55 years etched in fine lines around her kind blue eyes and the silver threads in her neatly bobbed hair. She'd worked there for over 3 decades, starting as a page in her 20s and rising to head reference librarian. Widowed young after a brief marriage to a fellow book lover who'd passed from cancer, Victoria had poured her heart into her work and her quiet passions, gardening in her Brooklyn brownstone and volunteering at local LGBTQ+ centers. She spotted Chloe immediately, sensing the young woman's distress like a well-thumbed page in a familiar novel. "Here," Victoria said softly, handing Chloe a tissue from her pocket. "The rain's bad enough without adding salt to the wounds." Chloe looked up, startled. "I'm fine," she muttered, but her voice cracked. Victoria smiled gently, pulling up a chair. "No one who looks like they've just escaped a hurricane is fine. I'm Victoria. Want to talk about it? Or should I recommend a book on revenge plots? We've got plenty." Something in Victoria's wry humor cracked Chloe's defenses. She poured out the story, the engagement, the affair, the shattering trust. Victoria listened without judgment, her presence a steady anchor. By closing time, Chloe felt a flicker of hope. "Thank you," she whispered as they parted. "I needed this." Over the next weeks, Chloe found excuses to visit the library. What started as seeking solace in quiet corners evolved into daily chats with Victoria. They discuss everything from classic literature, Victoria's love for Toni Morrison and Alice Walker, to Chloe's high-pressure job. Victoria shared stories of her own losses, her husband's death, the loneliness that followed, and how she'd found purpose in helping others navigate their storms. One crisp November evening, as leaves swirled outside the library's lion statues, Victoria invited Chloe for coffee after her shift. They walked to a nearby diner, the kind with vinyl booths and bottomless mugs. "You remind me of myself at your age," Victoria confessed over steaming cups. "Ambitious but hiding a world of hurt." Chloe blushed. "I don't know what I'd do without these talks. You've become important to me." Their conversations deepened. Chloe learned about Victoria's quiet activism in the 80s and 90s, marching for gay rights during the AIDS crisis. Victoria had come out late in life after her marriage, realizing her true affections lay with women. It was a revelation shared in whispers, but it resonated with Chloe, who had buried her own fleeting attractions to women under societal expectations. As winter blanketed the city in snow, their bond shifted. A shared laugh over a ridiculous romance novel turned into lingering touches. A hand on an arm, a brush of fingers. Chloe felt alive in ways Alex never made her feel. But doubt crept in. What would her conservative family in Texas think? And Victoria, with her established life, could she risk it for someone so young? One night after a library event, they strolled through Bryant Park's twinkling lights. "Chloe," Victoria said, stopping under a canopy of stars, This feels like more than friendship. Am I wrong? Chloe's heart raced. No, she breathed. You're not. Their first kiss was tentative snowflakes melting on their lips. A moment of pure, unexpected joy. But as they pulled apart, Chloe's phone buzzed. A text from Alex, begging for forgiveness. The past wasn't done with her yet. The weeks following that kiss were a whirlwind of stolen moments. Chloe and Victoria met in hidden corners of the city, quiet bookstores in Greenwich Village, walks along the Hudson River at dusk. Victoria's Brooklyn home became their haven, a cozy space filled with overflowing bookshelves, potted herbs, and the faint scent of lavender from her garden. They'd cook simple meals, pasta with fresh tomatoes from the farmer's market, and talk late into the night about dreams deferred and futures imagined. Chloe felt reborn. Her work improved. She landed a major account, crediting Victoria's encouragement. You see me, Chloe told her one evening, curled on the couch. Not the facade I show the world. Victoria stroked her hair. And you see beyond my age, my routines. You've brought color back to my grayscale life. But shadows loomed. Chloe hadn't told anyone about them. Her family, devout Southern Baptists, would never understand. And Alex? He'd been calling relentlessly, showing up at her office with flowers. I made a mistake, he'd plead. Sarah meant nothing. One December afternoon, Chloe confided in her colleague, Mia, over lunch. I'm seeing someone new. It's different. Mia raised an eyebrow. Spill. Who's the lucky guy? Chloe hesitated. It's a woman. Victoria from the library. Mia's face shifted from surprise to concern. The older librarian? Chloe, are you sure? That sounds like a rebound. And the age gap, people will talk. The word stung, planting seeds of insecurity. That night at Victoria's, Chloe was distant. What's wrong? Victoria asked, sensing the shift. Nothing, Chloe lied, but the lie festered. The holidays amplified the tension. Chloe flew to Texas for Christmas, leaving Victoria alone. Phone calls were brief, laced with unspoken fears. Back in New York, a New Year's Eve party at a friend's loft forced the issue. Alex was there, cornering Chloe. I know about her. He sneered, drunk. The old dyke? You're better than that. Chloe slapped him, but his words echoed. She stormed out, heading to Victoria's. He knows, she sobbed, collapsing into her arms. Everyone will. Victoria held her. Let them. We're real. But the new year brought betrayal from an unexpected quarter. Mia, whom Chloe trusted, gossiped at work. Whispers spread. Chloe's midlife crisis early, hooking up with a grandma. The office became a minefield. Chloe's boss pulled her aside. Personal life's affecting performance. Sort it out. Devastated, Chloe withdrew. She canceled dates with Victoria, citing work. Victoria, hurt but patient, sent texts. I'm here when you're ready. The breaking point came in February, during a brutal nor'easter. Chloe, alone in her apartment, realized her fear was destroying what mattered most. She braved the snow to Victoria's door. I'm sorry, she cried. I let them get to me. Victoria pulled her inside, warming her with tea and embraces. Love isn't easy, especially when it's not what the world expects. But it's worth fighting for. They recommitted, but fate had more tests. Victoria's health scare, a routine check revealing a lump, shook them. Biopsy pending, Victoria downplayed it. Just a precaution. Chloe insisted on accompanying her to appointments, their bond strengthening amid uncertainty. Results came benign. Relief flooded them, but it highlighted life's fragility. I don't want to waste time hiding, Chloe declared. Spring brought renewal. They attended a pride event in the village, hands intertwined. Chloe came out to her sister first, who surprised her with support. If she makes you happy, that's what matters. But not all reactions were kind. Chloe's parents disowned her in a heated call. This is a phase. Come home and repent. The rejection cut deep, but Victoria was her rock. Family isn't always blood, she said. We build our own. As summer approached, their love deepened, romantic picnics in Central Park, weekends in the Hamptons borrowed from friends. Yet a lingering shadow, Victoria's past. She'd mentioned an ex-lover, Elena, from years ago, but details were sparse. One humid July day, Elena reappeared. A glamorous artist in her 50s, she visited the library, seeking Victoria. "I've missed you," Elena purred, ignoring Chloe's presence during a chance encounter. Jealousy flared in Chloe. "Who was that?" she demanded later. Victoria sighed. "My first love after my husband. It ended badly. She left for Europe without a word." But Elena wasn't done. She texted Victoria, reminiscing, hinting at rekindling. Victoria showed Chloe the messages transparent. "It's history," she assured. Chloe trusted her but doubt gnawed. Was she just a youthful fling for Victoria? The summer heat wave mirrored the rising tension in Chloe and Victoria's relationship. Elena's persistence escalated. Invitations to art shows, late-night calls under the guise of catching up. Victoria politely declined, but Chloe's insecurities boiled over one evening in Victoria's garden. "Why entertain her at all?" Chloe accused, her voice sharp amid the buzzing cicadas. Victoria set down her watering can. "I'm not. But erasing the past isn't healthy. Elena shaped who I am, just like Alex did for you." The comparison stung. "Alex betrayed me. Is that what she'll do, swoop in and take you back?" Victoria's eyes flashed with hurt. "You don't trust me?" The argument escalated, words like daggers. Chloe stormed out, spending the night wandering Brooklyn Bridge, questioning everything. By dawn regret hit. She returned, finding Victoria asleep on the couch, worry lines etched deeper. "I'm sorry," Chloe whispered, kneeling. "Fear makes me stupid." Victoria pulled her close. "We both have baggage. Let's unpack it together." They sought couples counseling at a LGBTQ+ center in Chelsea. The therapist, a wise older woman named Dr. Ramirez, helped them navigate the age gap, societal pressures, and past traumas. Sessions revealed Chloe's abandonment issues from her parents' emotional distance, and Victoria's fear of loss after her husband's death. Progress was slow but steady. By fall, they were stronger, planning a weekend getaway to the Catskills. Crisp air, hiking trails, and a rustic cabin reignited their passion. Long talks by the fire, shared dreams of a future together. But betrayal struck from within Chloe's circle. Sarah, her ex-best friend and Alex's affair partner, reached out via social media. "I need to talk," she messaged. Curiosity won. Chloe met her at a midtown cafe. Sarah, tearful, confessed, "Alex is abusive. He hit me. I thought you should know, maybe warn others." Chloe's anger softened to pity. "Why tell me now?" "Because I regret everything. And I heard about you in the Librarian. I'm happy for you." The meeting felt like closure, but Alex learned of it. Enraged, he confronted Chloe outside her office. "Consorting with my ex? And that old woman? You're pathetic." He grabbed her arm. She yanked away, but not before a passerby called security. Shaken, Chloe called Victoria, who rushed over. "He's dangerous," Victoria urged. "File a report." They did, at the precinct. The process was grueling but empowering. Alex backed off, facing his own consequences. As winter returned, their love blossomed amid the holidays. They hosted a small gathering at Victoria's, friends from the library, the center. Chloe's sister flew in, embracing Victoria warmly. "You two glow," she said. Yet a deeper conflict brewed. Victoria received a job offer. Head librarian at a prestigious university in California. "It's a dream," she admitted. "But leaving New York, US?" Chloe's heart sank. "You deserve it. But what about me?" The decision tore at them. Victoria wavered, but Chloe encouraged her. "Go. We'll make long distance work." Victoria declined. "My dream is here with you." Grateful, Chloe proposed they move in together. Victoria agreed, and they found a charming apartment in Park Slope, blending their worlds, Chloe's modern flair with Victoria's vintage charm. Spring brought another twist. Elena's exhibition featured a painting of Victoria from their youth. Victoria attended for closure, Chloe by her side. Elena approached. "She's lucky to have you." Victoria smiled. "I am lucky." But Elena whispered to Chloe later, "She'll tire of the youth. We had something timeless." The seed of doubt replanted. That night, Chloe confronted Victoria. "Is there truth to it? Am I just a phase?" Victoria's face crumpled. "No. Elena's bitter. I love you. Fully eternally. Reassured, they vowed transparency. Summer arrived with pride parades, where they marched hand in hand, symbols of enduring love. Yet, the ultimate test came in August. Chloe's parents visited unexpectedly, hoping to reconcile. Dinner at a restaurant turned tense. This lifestyle choice, her father said. It's not you. Chloe stood firm. It is me. And Victoria is my partner. Her mother wept. We love you, but... They left without resolution. Heartbroken, Chloe leaned on Victoria. Will it ever be okay? Time heals, Victoria soothed. Or we create our own family. As fall leaves fell again, 2 years into their relationship, Chloe reflected on the journey, from betrayal to profound love. But whispers of doubt lingered, setting the stage for a shattering revelation. The revelation came on a chilly October evening, echoing the day they met. Chloe was unpacking boxes in their new apartment when she found an old letter tucked in Victoria's journal. Dated 5 years prior, it was from Elena. I never stopped loving you. Come to Paris, we can start over. Chloe's hands trembled. Why keep it? Confrontation brewed over dinner. Explain this, she demanded, slamming the letter down. Victoria paled. It's ancient history. I kept it as a reminder of what not to repeat. Running from love. But you considered it? Chloe pressed. Victoria hesitated. Briefly, after loneliness hit hard. But I stayed. The pause felt like betrayal. You weren't over her when we met? No, I was ready for something new. You. Trust fractured. Chloe slept on the couch, minds racing. The next days were strained, polite but distant. Work distracted Chloe, but the wound festered. Victoria tried bridging the gap. Flowers, notes. Let's talk, she pleaded. Chloe exploded. Talk? Like how you hid this. The fight escalated to shouts, neighbors banging walls. Maybe Elena was right, Chloe spat. This is unsustainable. Victoria's eyes filled with tears. Don't say that. Chloe left, crashing at Mia's. I need space, she texted. Weeks passed in agony. Victoria threw herself into work, the library her only solace. Chloe dated casually, a setup with a woman her age, but it felt hollow. Thanksgiving loomed. Victoria volunteered at a shelter, serving meals to the homeless. Chloe alone wandered the city, ending at the library. Peering through windows, she saw Victoria laughing with patrons, her warmth undimmed. Guilt hit. Chloe entered. Can we talk? In the quiet stacks they sat. I overreacted, Chloe admitted. Fear of losing you made me push away. Victoria nodded. And I should have shared more. My past is part of me, but you're my future. Reconciliation was tentative. Dates like strangers, rebuilding brick by brick. Christmas brought magic. A trip to Vermont, snow-covered cabins, heartfelt vows. I choose you every day, Chloe said. Victoria echoed. Forever. Back in New York, life normalized. But spring unveiled a new conflict. Chloe's promotion required relocation to Chicago. It's temporary, 6 months, she explained. Victoria supported. Go shine. I'll visit. Long distance strained them, time zones, missed calls. Loneliness crept. In Chicago, Chloe met Sophia, a charismatic colleague. Flirtations ensued, dinners, laughs. One night after drinks, Sophia kissed her. Chloe pulled away, guilt flooding. She confessed to Victoria over video. It meant nothing. I stopped it. Victoria's face shattered. Betrayal hurts, no matter the intent. The call ended in tears. Victoria needed time. Chloe flew back, begging forgiveness at the airport. I was weak. You're my everything. Victoria forgave, but scars remained. We both faltered. Let's heal. They did, through therapy, open hearts. Summer brought unity. A commitment ceremony in Central Park, surrounded by friends and Chloe's sister. Vows exchanged. Through storms and sun, I love you. Chloe's parents sent a card. Thinking of you. A crack in the ice. As years blurred, 3 now their love matured. Victoria retired partially, writing a memoir on hidden lives in libraries. Chloe started her own agency, flexible for them. But health revisited. Victoria's annual check revealed early-stage breast cancer. The diagnosis hit like thunder. We'll fight, Chloe declared, by her side through chemo, hair loss, exhaustion. Victoria's vulnerability deepened their bond. "You've given me strength I didn't know I had," she whispered during a treatment. Remission came after grueling months. Celebration. A trip to Napa Valley, toasting survival. In quiet moments they reflected. "From that rainy day," Chloe said, "you changed my life." Victoria smiled. "We changed each other." Their story, whispered among friends, inspired. A testament to love's resilience against odds. Yet as fall returned, a final twist. Elena's death from illness. Victoria mourned privately. Chloe supportive. "She was part of your story," Chloe said. "Honor that." Closure came. Their love, forged in fire, stood unbreakable. 5 years into their journey, Chloe and Victoria had built a life intertwined like vines on a trellis, strong, beautiful, enduring. The Park Slope apartment buzzed with activity. Book clubs, dinner parties with a diverse circle of friends from the LGBTQ+ community and beyond. Chloe's agency thrived, specializing in inclusive campaigns, while Victoria's memoir, Whispers in the Stacks, became a quiet bestseller, sharing tales of love found in unexpected places. But life, ever the dramatist, threw one last curve. Chloe's father suffered a heart attack, prompting a family reunion in Texas. "Come home," her mother pleaded. "Bring her." Hesitant, they flew south. The ranch house, unchanged since Chloe's childhood, felt foreign. Her parents, aged and softened by time, greeted Victoria politely. Over barbecue and awkward silences, stories emerged. Her father's regrets, her mother's fears rooted in upbringing. "I was wrong," her father admitted. "Love is love. I'm sorry." Tears flowed, bridges mended. Victoria's grace won them over. Family means acceptance. Back in New York, the reconciliation healed old wounds. Chloe and Victoria volunteered together at the library's youth program, mentoring young queer teens navigating identity. "You two are goals," one girl said, inspiring them. As they approached their anniversary, the day of that fateful rain, Chloe planned a surprise. A vow renewal on the library steps, flanked by patience and fortitude, the stone lions. Friends gathered, the autumn sun casting golden hues. "Victoria," Chloe vowed, "you didn't just help me find more than books. You unlocked my heart, taught me resilience, and showed me love's depth. Through betrayals, fears, and triumphs, you've transformed my world." Victoria, eyes shining, responded, "Chloe, my bright spark, you've brought joy to my later years, challenging me to dream again. In your arms I found home. Forever." They kissed amid cheers, a symbol of hope. Years later, in their twilight, they sat on a bench in Central Park, watching seasons change. Victoria, now 65, leaned on Chloe. "No regrets." Chloe smiled. "Only that we didn't meet sooner." Their story, passed down, embodied human spirit. Love conquers division, heals betrayal, and redeems. In America's melting pot, two women from different worlds proved connection's power. Dramatic, emotional, romantic, and profoundly human. It wasn't always easy. The age gap drew stares, past ghosts haunted, societal winds blew cold. But their commitment weathered it all, ending not in tragedy, but in quiet victory. Love, they knew, was the ultimate narrative, with twists, turns, and a heartfelt close. As snow fell one winter eve, Victoria whispered, "Thank you for changing my life." Chloe replied, "We did it together." And so their chapter endured, a beacon for those lost in the stacks of life, seeking more than pages, seeking souls.